So two set videos just leaked from James Gunn's Superman Man of Tomorrow, and together they're less than 20 seconds. However, guys, in just less than 20 seconds, we got something DC fans have been waiting for over 40 years to see, and that's Lex Luthor's war suit in live action for the first time in cinema history. And what's worse, Superman is absolutely wailing on him. So let's start point by point. What did we see here? Easter eggs and references. First one I want to start with immediately. I'm very excited. So in this clip, there's some insinuation of mind control and the crowd chanting. This brings us to the most dominant theory across every comment section and thread I've read, and it's one that kind of makes sense if you piece together everything we know. James Gunn has confirmed The Man of Tomorrow is as much a Lex Luthor movie as it is a Superman movie, and the two have a work together to a certain degree against a much bigger threat kind of understanding. And this threat is, of course, Brainiac. Brainiac is a Kaluan superintelligence who shrinks and collects cities, preserving them in bottles while destroying the world they came from. He's one of Superman's most terrifying enemies because he can't be punched into submission. He's a planetary level threat who requires strategy, not strength, in order to defeat him. And what's most important, Brainiac has mind control capabilities. In multiple comic storylines, he's been able to control populations, implant commands, and turn entire civilizations into his puppets. So now we connect the dots. The crowd in this set leak is chanting for Superman to kill Lex. But why would ordinary citizens want their hero to murder someone on the street? That doesn't really track with a Superman who we know to be a clean act and a clean hero, unless they're not in control of their own actions. Unless Brainiac is influencing the crowd. So one theory that keeps surfacing goes like this. Brainiac is controlling both the crowd and Superman. Why? Because Lex, even though he's wearing the war suit to even the playing field, is trying to stop a mind-controlled Superman, and he's losing badly. So in essence, in this video, Lex Luthor is the good guy. The crowd, also under Brainiac's influence, is egging Superman on. The hero we're watching in this footage isn't Clark Kent making a choice, it's Superman being used as a weapon. So another detail to support this, by the way, is one of the leaks, someone off camera was heard demanding that Lex be brought to them. So if that's Brainiac's voice or someone under his control, this theory fits perfectly. Brainiac wants Lex Luthor, Superman is being used to deliver him. And if the theory that Superman will break the mind control through sheer willpower turns out to be true, that's one of the most Superman things imaginable. The man who represents free will, hope, and the best of humanity, refusing to be a puppet. The practical suit. It's a much bigger deal than you guys can imagine, because it isn't what it looks like, but it's about what it is. It's a practical suit, an actual physical build with real LED lights worn by Nicholas Hoult on set, interacting with real actors and the real environment. The reason this matters goes deeper than practical looks better. You know, it's a direct response to the single biggest criticism of superhero cinema in the last decade, and that's the weightless CGI float. I mean, remember Iron Man? That first film in 2008 used a massive practical suit for close-ups, and it felt heavy. You believe Tony was inside this machine, but by the time we get to Avengers, the suit was almost entirely CGI. The helmet was always off. The floating head problem became a meme. So James Gunn is doing the opposite. The war suit in this leak has real bulk. The green glow comes from actual lights built into the chest and gauntlets. You see them pulsing in the dark in the first video. So this isn't a CGI placeholder. This is an actor in a real suit in a real set. Number 3 is the first time the suit being used in live action. So Lex Luthor has been Superman's nemesis since the 40s, but for the first 3 decades he didn't even have a costume. He was just a guy in prison garb or a lab coat, a mad scientist, a convict, not exactly action figure material. That changed in '74 when DC gave him his first supervillain look, a purple and green jumpsuit with flared collars, repulsor jets, and wrist lasers. That version appeared on Super Friends, on merchandise, on lunchboxes, and you guessed it, it went on to be super popular and super viral. And then it was just gone. It was gone from the comics. It was gone from everything. The post-crisis reboot transformed Lex from a mad scientist into a billionaire CEO. The snazzy suits replaced the war suit. For the next 20 years, Lex fought Superman with money, influence, and other people's fists. The warsuit became a relic of a forgotten past. It took until 2004 for the suit, and credit to James Gunn for bringing it back, because it wasn't back during the Christopher Reeve era, not in Superman Returns, not even in the DCEU. So it was James Gunn who brought it back, so kudos to him sincerely. Number 4 is the Lex setup theory. So there's a competing other theory that's almost as popular, and it doesn't involve mind control at all. The idea is that Lex engineered the entire scene. He knows he's wearing the war suit, he knows he can take a beating, he provokes Superman, maybe by destroying something Clark, cares about, maybe by using kryptonite, maybe just by being Lex, and then lets Superman lose his temper in front of a crowd. The goal is to make the world see Superman as a threat, not as a savior. So this is classic Lex Luthor. He can't beat Superman in a fistfight, so he beats him in the court of public opinion. If the footage of Superman wailing on a man in a metal suit goes viral, even if that man is Lex Luthor, it damages Superman's image somewhat. So it makes him look unhinged, even as the way he was punching in that leaked set video. It justifies every argument Lex has ever made about Superman being too dangerous to trust. And here's the thing, both of these theories could be true, actually. Brainiac could be controlling the crowd, explaining the kill him chants, while Lex is simultaneously executing his own plan within that chaos. Lex is the kind of character who would see a Brainiac invasion as an opportunity. He'd find a way to use it against Superman, even while pretending to help. Number 5 is the actual fight scene. So this is Superman Unleashed, because in that video, Superman has Lex by the suit, slams him into the ground, and just keeps hitting him. There's the crowd surrounding them. This is not, and the video looks actually sinister. It shows Superman in different light. This is not Superman being heroic. This is Superman beating the absolute brakes off of someone in front of a crowd. And the crowd actually is not stopping him. Nobody is telling him to stop. So one leaker who was recording claimed that he heard the crowd chant, "Kill him," during that exact sequence. And if you look at it in a different light, it literally kind of looks like Superman has become Homelander in this video. But in the DCU, this isn't actually the first time that Superman has lost control in James Gunn's universe. Because in the first Superman film, he absolutely ragdolled Ultraman, an evil alternate version of himself, and that was one of the most satisfying moments in the movie. The difference being Ultraman was an equal and Lex is just playing a tough guy in a suit. Lastly, I want to mention the cinematography, the kryptonite lights especially, and some animated series references. So these are some deep cuts that James Gunn is going for. First of all, the kryptonite lights. If you look closely at the suit testing video, the green glow isn't just decoration, it's kryptonite themed. So Lex's entire aesthetic is built around one thing that can hurt Superman, and the war suit is making that explicit through its lighting design. Is a brilliant touch, actually. The suit isn't just armor, but it's a walking weapon designed specifically against Kryptonian biology. And the cinematography of Gunn's action style is distinct. I mean, he uses wide lenses, fluid, handheld camera. You can see in this set leak that there's literally a fully handheld camera being used in this punching sequence. So this gives you a fantastical ground feel. The scene will probably feel really grounded, as if you were part of that crowd, albeit not controlled by Brainiac, hopefully. If you want to check out other videos like this, I have a Rick and Morty preview that I just posted yesterday. You can check that out. Subscribe for more covers on other shows, and I'll talk to you next time.